Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate.
Hello and welcome back to the program. Welcome to Intermediate class number 183, and I am joined once again by special guest Esther.
Hi, Kyle. How are you?
Great, and thanks, and welcome back to the Intermediate class, Esther.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while.
Yes, it's true.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Maybe more than a month.
Oh yeah, I would say at least more than a month. So our longtime guest Esther is here, back. It's like a residency, you know. Sometimes. In fact, I was talking to Alvaro. You know Alvaro, of course.
Yes.
about we were talking about musical a Canadian band that I saw that was playing a concert in New York. They call it a residency, when a band goes to a city and maybe plays for 1 week every night in the same venue, or every Wednesday during, for 1 month in a certain venue. And they call it a residency because that touring band often rents a place and stays there and plays sort of a number of concerts.
Uh-huh.
So Esther's kind of like that with the 4.0. She has a bit of a residency here. She's
Yes.
she's a regular.
Yes, it's true.
She's a regular. But we'll get started with a review of Class 182, and we have the verb to lead.
To lead.
So have you ever led troops into battle, Esther?
No, I've never led the troops in the battle.
Into battle.
Into battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So into, right? Into
Yeah.
is interesting because into implies movement. Into, it means you started outside and you say, "Come on, guys, the battle's over there. Come with me. Come on, let's go." And then the troops come with you, starting outside the battle, and they go into the battle. Right? It's the same if I have my pen and I put my pen into my pocket.
Yes.
The pen is outside, but it's going into, and then it's in.
Yeah.
It's in my pocket, right? So
Mhm.
you've never led troops into battle?
No, I've never led troops into battle.
Okay. Have you ever led a parade through the streets of Madrid?
No, I've never led a parade in the streets of Madrid. No, never.
No?
No.
Oh, okay. Ask me if I've ever led a parade.
Have you ever led a parade?
No,
No,
I've
you
never,
haven't.
no. It would maybe someday though. It would be nice.
Well,
Have you ever been in a parade?
in a parade?
Yeah.
But do you mean if I've been in the parade?
Yeah, walking in the parade.
No.
Oh, really?
I've been watching a parade.
I've been in lots of parades.
Lots.
Yeah, because I come from a small town and we have parades regularly.
Yeah.
We have I'm going to say 3 parades per year.
Well, it's okay.
We have Christmas. Well, actually no, 2. We don't really normally have a Christmas parade, but because the weather's no good really.
Uh-huh.
But we have in my hometown we have a festival called Privateer Days.
Privateer.
Now privateers are essentially pirates that were supported by the government.
Yes, corsario.
Okay. I've never heard that word before, but I'll
Yes.
trust you.
Yeah.
Basically, my hometown, the Atlantic Canada was established. My province is called Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
right? Because the British came and established the area first, and
Yes.
then they had to protect it from the Americans.
Oh.
The Americans are coming. We have to protect the town. But of course, there wasn't much of a military presence yet.
Mhm.
So what they did, the local government said, okay, we'll allow these pirates, basically pirates, to
Yeah.
protect the shores. We say, you guys, you protect the shores, and if these boats come, you fight them off. But then if they have any gold or whatever, and I imagine back in those days, I guess it was normal to have gold on your boat. You had to have gold. I've seen enough pirate movies to know that.
Yes.
So you can take all the gold and all the treasures and the valuables, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they did that, and protected. So my hometown of Liverpool, Nova Scotia, beautiful town on the east coast of Canada, is known as the Port of the Privateers.
Okay.
And so we have a festival called Privateer Days in the summer, and we had a parade.
And do you wear disguise
No.
of privateers or not?
Not me. Not me. We would say costume.
Costume.
Interesting. Disguise is when is like if you're in the CIA. A disguise is when you're trying to hide your natural identity.
Okay.
But a costume
Yes.
is when you're
Is the
you're like
dress.
at a party. Hey, everybody, I'm Superman.
Yes.
That's a costume,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and the British call that fancy dress,
Fancy dress.
which
Yes.
is interesting. But we call it a costume,
Uh-huh.
costume party, yeah, or whatever, right? So there were parades. And I remember when I was young being involved in parades in different capacities. You know, sometimes kids would just go in on their bicycles and we would decorate our bicycles and go in the parade. You know, it wasn't a terribly elite
Yeah.
thing, but it's a small town, you know, but it was a lot of fun and everyone would go out and watch the parade. So Privateer Days, and then the other time would be Remembrance Day, which is the 11th of November, when we acknowledge all the people, the soldiers and military personnel who have fought in various wars for Canada,
Okay.
and that's on November 11th. So that's a bit more of a serious parade,
Mm-hmm.
and so you'll have the military, military or police, and different associations will be in that parade. But the Privateer Days one is a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Well, not that the other one isn't fun, but a bit more kids and different things going on. And
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Privateer Days. If you're going to go to Eastern Canada, I recommend you check it out.
Yes.
And they do this great. If anyone's interested in this, you could send me an email through the website, and I'll tell you information about Privateer Days. Because if you want to go to Canada, this would be a really authentic and really fun experience in a really beautiful area. There's some great beaches. You can stand on a mile-long white sand beach with 2 people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Very peaceful. Little wooden log cabin. Beautiful. Anyway, in my hometown, that area. But Privateer, what was I saying? What was I getting on about? The reenactment. That was it. There's an event they call the historical reenactment of one particular battle. So to reenact, right? And it's like a theater play, but it takes place in the streets of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And so it starts with some of the British, the privateers are there, and they're in the bar.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the night, and someone runs in. Oh, the Americans are coming! Oh. And so they run out, and then they're shooting their old guns back and forth in the street, and there's a big show, and it's quite a spectacle.
Yeah.
Fun to see. And so if you have a chance to go there for it, it's a nice experience. Anyway, so you've never led a parade?
No, I've never led a parade.
Yeah, so me neither. I've never led a parade, but okay. All right. So now the next thing, we had the structure here, had just,
Mm-hmm.
followed by the participle. I had breakfast, and 1 minute later, the phone rang. I'd had just had breakfast when the phone rang,
Yes.
right? So here I'll give you some information. You can put together this structure. Now, this one's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, I sent the email, and 1 minute later, I received a reply.
I had just sent the email, and 1 minute later, I received the reply.
Yeah. Or we could even say, I had just sent it when I received the reply.
I've just sent it.
I'd just, which is past perfect, right? I had just sent it.
Just sent it when I received the reply.
Yeah. I finished the program yesterday when Alberto arrived to the studio.
I'd just finished the program yesterday when Alberto arrived to the studio.
Yeah. I got to the airport and 1 minute later realized I didn't have my passport.
I had just arrived to the airport, and 1 minute later, I realized that I didn't have my passport.
Okay, very good. I broke the record, and the next day, someone else did even better.
In the next day?
And the next day, someone else did even better. They broke my record.
Oh, yes. I had just broke the record, and in the next day, someone did it better.
And someone else did it better.
Someone else did it better.
Yeah. I had just broken the record when you could even leave out in the next day. Just this idea of immediately after, so shortly after. Yeah. I had just broken the record and someone else did even better.
Yeah.
Imagine you run 100 meters in 9.5 seconds and you feel great, and then the next day, oh man, someone ran it in 9.4.
Yes.
And you feel, I was the fastest in the world for a while, for a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know. All right. Okay, I finished the class, and 1 minute later, my phone rang.
I had just finished the class, and when 1 minute later, my phone rang.
All right, good. I think we can move on. That was our little review, so we'll move on now and take a look at our word of the day.
Word of the day.
Okay, it's time for the word of the day, and our word of the day is one that is very easy, but I put it in here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nap.
A nap?
Nap.
To take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
To have a nap.
To have a nap, take a nap. And people say, oh, yes, it's a siesta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which it is. But I think that culturally there are some differences that are worth discussing here. Because a nap is just a short sleep.
Yeah.
It can be at any time.
Yeah.
A nap can be at any time. Trust me.
Yes. I'm
very good at napping. I can do it. I can do it anywhere, anytime. You know. But if I take if I'm going out to some event that I know is going to be really late, I could even take a nap after dinner. Imagine at 9:00 for 30 minutes.
A nap after dinner.
Anytime, Esther, I'm good at it, I told you. And that's the thing, but a siesta has some certain cultural boundaries, I think.
Yeah.
You'd say, well, a siesta is a short sleep that takes place after lunch.
Yes.
But a nap can happen anywhere at any time. I took a nap on the bus.
On the bus? And you took a nap, for example, when you are waiting for the plane?
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah. It was midnight. We had a late flight, and I took a nap at 11:30 for 15 minutes.
For example.
Sure, it's a nap. There are no boundaries. Anywhere, anytime, you can take a nap.
Yes.
But you wouldn't really call it a siesta, would you?
Not exactly.
So that's the reason why I mentioned it, because everybody knows this word, but maybe it's cultural or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it can just be a short sleep, is all it is.
Yes.
A nap. Do you take naps sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
I enjoy a good nap. I don't do it all very often, but I do enjoy
Yes, me too.
the occasional nap. Now let's move on. We have the next part here. The structure is, can you tell me how to?
Yes.
Can you me puedes decir cómo? So imagine, okay, I want to get to the nearest. I'm going to tell you something that I want, and then I'd like you to ask me, Kyle, in the appropriate question. So I want to get to the nearest hospital.
Can you tell me how to get to the nearest hospital?
Yeah, very good. Can you tell me how to? So this is a form of indirect question.
Yes.
Can you tell me how to get to the nearest hospital? Sure, yes. Because the direct question would simply be, hey, how do you get to the nearest hospital? But it's nice to have a mastery of these indirect forms, because this is a more polite form. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the nearest hospital?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how to, or you want to know how to fix a broken watch.
Can you tell me how to fix a broken watch?
Sure. You want to connect to the internet.
Can you tell me how to connect to the internet?
Good. You want to find a good restaurant.
Can you tell me how to find a good restaurant?
Good. You want to iron a shirt.
Can you tell me how to iron a shirt?
No.
No, you can't. I can tell you.
What, are you criticizing my ironing abilities?
No.
I'm not famous for my excellent ironing, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not good at it. I do iron, but I'll tell you.
I mean, I don't need any help to iron.
Okay, well, I
Yes.
do. I don't like ironing at all.
No, it's pretty boring.
Yeah. You want to know how to start the machine?
Can you tell me how to start the machine?
Yeah, sure. All right. Can you tell me how to? Can you tell me how to? Can you tell me how to? No problem, right? Infinitive
Yes.
after all that.
Okay.
Piece of cake?
A walk in the park?
It's a walk in the park, exactly. Let's move on to take a look at our vocabulary of the day.
Vocabulary of the day.
Okay, it's time for the vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. Our first word is postre.
Postre, dessert.
Dessert. Did I ever tell you my dessert story?
No.
Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
When I first came to Spain, everyone has these stories, and I think it's good for students to hear this stuff because, losing your fear, being fearless is a very important part of the learning process, I
Yeah.
think, and you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You have to be able to try.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be shy if you want to really improve. The people that improve the most are the people that are ready to go out there and just talk, speak the language. And that was my outlook. And, well, I would, and I do. I'm not afraid to talk in any language, but any language that I have some knowledge of. But I, for some reason, confused desayuno and postre. For some reason. I don't know why. It was just sort of words associated with meals. So I remember I was in a restaurant once, and the waiter came over. I had ordered a menú del día,
Yeah.
menu of the day. And, it was 2:30 p.m., and I said, ¿Qué hay de postre? Sorry. I said, ¿Qué hay de desayuno? And he looked at me, desayuno. Desayuno. Oh, postre. Yeah, okay. But yeah, dessert, So
Okay.
typical Giri, though, ¿Qué hay de desayuno? Anyway, I meant to say postre. But in English, dessert. With 2 S's, right? Dessert.
Yes,
Dessert. Because if it's 1 S, then you're talking about the dry place.
Dessert.
Desert, like in Egypt or wherever.
Egypt.
Right. Matrimonio?
Marriage.
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 2 syllables. Marriage.
Marriage.
Marriage. Placer?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Responsable.
Responsible.
Responsible. Tarea.
Tarea is the work.
Or the individual tarea is a task. We can say task. Yes.
Okay.
The job includes many tasks.
Yes, it's true.
You can say task, tarea, task. All right, I think we're out of time, Esther.
Yes,
Time flies. It does fly. So we'll stop there, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Will you join me for the advanced portion of today's class?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so Esther and I will be back in about 3.5 minutes. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.